Yeah. Back again. I think you can hear me out there. We're in effect right now. Hey, with CPA Live. Oh, I almost went radio on there. Hey, with CPA Live, the only video podcast or podcast out here with a dude with a birthday hat on. This is the birthday edition. You know what I'm saying? We here in the building. It's never a dull moment around here. But yeah, I just coming off a birthday celebration jump off, which truthfully wasn't that exciting, but I'm making it look like that. You know what I'm saying? I needed to drink water, but it's not what you think at all, totally. So, so not totally not. I just need to drink water because that's one of my. I don't do too many like New Year's resolutions. I usually do objectives like on the firm's birthday and my birthday. I'll be like, what's going to happen over the next year? I don't get too much into that January 1 thing, whatever. So maybe I'm like on a fiscal life year or something. I don't know, but yeah, I gotta drink more water and eat more.
Whatever works.
Yeah,
whatever works for you,
eat more vegetables, drink more water, more omega-3s. It's just a lot going on. But anyhow, we are here back, birthday edition. You know what I mean? There we go. So, with the brother, K, what's your little name? Well, that's your internal name. Corey with a K on the stream today. On the inside. Very nice picture, though. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
That's where I would love to be out there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's where.
Yeah, fishing rods. I have my boat, right, and then I have to have a helicopter so I could come in the land, go to the grocery store if I need to.
Yeah, fly back.
Fly back, just chill out.
Kind of little Gilligan's Island action like that. So
100%.
So cool.
100%.
Well, it's where we are anyway. It's like a dreary, rainy.
Yeah.
I adjusted my lighting for it too to kind of reflect that. And
I'm in a room that's brighter with lights because I didn't want to turn the lights on.
Yeah, I had a little bit too much going on. So once again, it's not what you're thinking. I'm just saying I ain't want a lot of light in my face.
I see. I like the hat.
Yeah, I mean, this
is different.
Yeah. This was the wisdom. This is her idea. The thing is so I can't even get it on screen. Look at this. The thing is high.
Oh, you got a wizard hat, man.
Yeah, I got a wizard.
Where's your wand?
Yeah.
Where's your wand? You need a wand.
A pen. That's what I got. And that's the pen that I work with. So I figured to be festive, I come in the building like this, everybody. Oh, so since we streaming on my personal page, I would like to thank everybody for your birthday wishes. Thank you very much. In fact, that was, really, at this stage, that's, what more can you say, man? That's what I wanted. Now, not like I wanted, but I appreciated that. I wasn't out balling out buying stuff because I have a whole bunch of stuff in here that I don't even use to its maximum right now. So thank you once again. I appreciate it. And now we're on the 49. So just like a football game, we're going to the next year. So that's what we are. Cool. So, but once again, too many to name. But if you're on my stream, you go back and look at this. Thank you. We appreciate it. So today, I guess it's time to get down to business because this can go, this can turn into something else if we don't get some. Just the frame of mind.
And get some structure in place.
Yeah, let's get back to work here. So today, I guess we have a topic preparing for the end of the year. I think we're kind of building on what we discussed last week or 2 weeks ago. And I think we're gonna get a little more granular into some subjects. So that perspective, I see that. Okay, where you get these shirts from? Anyway, my shirt game up. Once again, remember, if you got a shirt you want to put on display, holla. Live at Hey with CPA. We rock the shirts on the cast. You know,
that's right.
Don't sleep.
That's
we
right.
got a lot of reach for real though. Like it's
right.
You know, we directing people there even through our lead channel. So you know, you might get hot messing with us. But anyway, yeah. So all right, go ahead. Let's I'm gonna turn the floor over to you.
Yeah. So here's the question on the table, right? So it's something we've been talking about, but I've been getting a lot of these almost deer in the headlight looks type of questions, right?
Yeah.
You know, we talk about financial statements. You know, people don't like them. We talk about tax planning. It's always a fear factor, especially at the end of the year, right?
Yep.
So how do we? And so we always talk about how we can get ahead of that. How do we maintain that, right? How do we learn it? We don't have to be experts, but so the P&L statement, really want to start there. And over the next couple of sessions, we'll talk about the other two components that fit into that. But the profit and loss statement, right? The income statement, right?
Yeah.
The statement of operations. So there's multiple
there's
names,
a lot of terms.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever, but it's profit and loss. Let's keep it simple. Why is that important? Like, you know, let's kind of give it to the people.
So, you know, to follow this, I have a little name for these statements. You know, I call the balance sheet who you are as a business because it tells who you are at a given period of time. The P&L, which we're going to discuss this morning, is what you do. And the cash flow statement, which we'll discuss further, is how long you can do it. So those are the three things. Everybody sit out there, take notes on that one. Those are the three things. So today, we're going to start with the most common one, what you do. Why it is important? Well, it's important because it's what you do. It's telling you, it's giving you the performance of what you do. Like, okay, revenues, or there are many different terms. We're going to normalize it for today. We're going to say income and expense. So your income and is what came in. Your expenses what went out. At the end of the day, everybody's in business to make a profit. I want you to pay attention to that. Everybody's in business to make a profit, not pay less in taxes, make a profit. That's why you're in business, right? Thought I'd throw that in there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm in business to make a profit. Now, you know, anyway, I don't want to go on that tangent. But so is to make a profit. So the P&L statement is there to keep score. So it's basically you keep a score. I brought in this much. I put out this much. We got a profit, or I paid out this much more than I brought in. I got a loss. Not the end of the world. I mean, but it's true.
So let's leave a cookie trail for them, right?
All right.
So sales, which is revenue coming in, right? And this is how the sheet actually breaks down. So sales, revenue, what you selling, right? Minus the cost of the goods, if you have goods, right? To actually sell those products, right?
Yeah.
Which comes to gross profit.
True. That's true. Oh, you taking it to the 200 level. Okay.
No, I'm still keeping an eye level, but I want to, you know, even though you broke down the importance and the acronym of P&L, right? You know, let's get, I want to kind of create a cookie trail for people to follow. So is revenue minus cost of goods. So if you go buy a product for our e-commerce folks, let's just start there. They go to whatever overseas website, buy a product that's $1.50. They price it at $3.50. You sell it for $3.50. Then that's your revenue.
That's your
coming in. Right? So $3.50 minus $1.50 leaves you at
$2.
That gross profit. Right?
That's right.
Correct. But that's not your profit.
Oh no, not at all.
Let's make it clear.
Yeah.
We still got expenses to go before you get to your net income.
Okay, that's what I said. We going to the 200. I was giving the kindergarten, but look, we can deal with the 200. The 200 is good though because it's very good. Because that's it, and I actually use it with service businesses too. So you can have a cost of services as well. But yeah, your gross profit. Sometimes that cost of goods is your sales tax. So people collect sales tax, and they put it in as all of the revenue, but you owe that sales tax. That's another chapter for another day. But that's one of your cost of goods sold if you want to record it in full. Yeah, but true. Any labor cost, like we'll stick to retail. We won't go into manufacturing because we don't, we're not manufacturing. We can't really do nothing with that, but something like that. But retail, restaurants, restaurant's a good one. I mean, food, that's your cost of good. That come up off top. So restaurants very, very, very. So but supplies or things that go into you, basically, cost of goods are really direct. A lot of times they're called direct costs. The costs that directly go to that created the revenue. So without these costs, you couldn't have the revenue. And I like to break them out in service industries too, because it gives you a better perspective of what you're spending the money on. And knowing it also gives a good way to where to examine your cost savings, because your cost of goods, they are what they are. You can always work to have more efficiencies, but I need this to get the revenue. But the ones that we about to talk about next could be a place they're a little more negotiable.
Correct.
Your cookie trump. So we're gonna follow with your cookies. So now we got $2 left off of here.
So now then we go into our expenses. Right. So you got recurring and non-recurring expenses. Well, we won't go into too much detail.
Too much.
But we got recurring expenses and non-recurring expenses.
And some people call it overheads.
Correct. So SG&A,
operating expenses, SG&A, there's whatever expenses. Here's the thing about this: these are expenses that occur whether you make $1 or not. Rent, telephone, internet, based on what you're doing, whatever your business is. So remember, these are costs that happen whether you make $1 or you lose. You don't make $1. You don't earn $1. Going back to the sales, you don't earn $1. You still got to pay these things.
Right.
So, they are the ones that people think about commonly. And these are the ones that people always love to be like, oh, did I miss some deductions when it comes to taxes? Well, yeah, probably not, but okay. So here's the thing. Your rent, your facility, your advertising, insurance, telephone, salespeople, now some places, some businesses, we split out the personnel too. So we do like some labor will be up in the cost of goods because they want, like, for instance, if you like a bakery or something, you might have the bakers or something in the cost of goods, but you will have the administrator, the office manager, managerial types that oversee would be down in the expenses, the operating expenses. You name pretty much most of the expenses will go the overhead, the things that they're universal to a business. So the business, most businesses have the same basic, operating expenses, but the cost of goods section has more of the specialized and like like that. So that's the P&L. Then we get to, after that, I mean, we could talk about other expenses, and
no, we don't have to go deep into that. But I guess the next thing is, well, so why is it important to think, have the mindset, or think daily, and run your business as the P&L?
Well, because it makes it simplified. You keeping score. You want
right? Because if you wake up every day to run your business, you should be making $1, right? And so you should be trying to control your expenses, right, as well.
Listen, you should be attempting to. Some days it ain't gonna work. You're gonna lose money.
Yeah, of
How it
course.
goes. But your intent is to really is to make money. So you need to monitor that. And don't do it through your bank account. That leads to gut accounting. So that's my other term. Gut accounting. Gut accounting is all bad. Because when you grow, when you're small, you can do gut accounting. You get the feel, you basically manage it like your individual checkbook. You write check, well, people know, whatever you spend, what's in there in your head. So you kind of make moves like that, whatever. But that, if you're growing, you can't go too far with that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Even in a side hustle, like you can't really go that far with that. You have to, to make rational decisions. I think you have to have it on paper. You have to look at it.
That's important. You just said something important. Because that's one of the key factors is being able to make those decisions.
Yeah, you gotta look at them, and because separating this stuff from your. I mean, look, let's be real. On all platforms that we put information on, one of the underlying factors is the emotional effect of money that we all have. So how you deal with it? I deal with it by studying my bread. Like I'm like OCD, ridiculous. Like, some people put their head in the sand or they just go the other end. They throw their hands up. But if you run in a business, you have to overcome whatever you have to stay in the middle to make the best decision for the business, for the goals that you establish. And that's why, to back up, you have to establish goals. So to answer your question is, you want to review the P&L to see if you're headed towards your goal. But we might have to go back and, I don't know, give them a slice of cake crumb because as we're talking about the goal, you got to have a goal to be following. Like, so it has to be, and I don't care how small you are. Like if you're doing $200 a month, so what's the steps to get to $20,000 a month? Like I gotta, synthesize that. So one of the things is, I think when I turn it up, I'm giving better answers. Like
there you go, because you getting a direct connection.
Yeah. That's what. So this is boy. If it's your first time on here, this was not what you thought it was gonna be. That's so tell a friend to tell a friend. This is how we. But I will say
Saturday morning shenanigans. Yeah, we are definitely serious Monday through Friday, though.
And see, it was the cheese book, man. I read the cheese book. Who moved my cheese? And it's changing my life. I'm laughing at. It's like every day. You too serious, man. It's. What's the point? If you be all serious, like no one gonna be around you. If I was sitting up here saying, "Well, a prophet is Lord, one that measure." Who wants to hear that? You don't come here for that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But it's going back to the plan to say, all right, you want to get to your plan. You want to monitor your plan. And it's what you do. Are you paying attention to what you do? You see what I'm saying? That's why you want to look at your financial statement. If I say your P&L is what you do, you want to pay attention to what you do because you're leading and managing your organization or business or whatever you got going on. That's it. That's my answer. That's my political answer.
What's the gateway to having a good organized P&L statement? You said goals and making sure to use your P&L to make sure you're going towards your goals. But what's the thing before that? You think a plan, having a business plan, whether it's fully detailed or just some elements thrown together should be the start.
Well, there's ways to there's two things you need to answer this question. I know where this question is going. I didn't even get a briefing sheet. So this is live. I'm telling y'all, like this is authentic. It's right now off the cuff.
Yo, we want that around the sun circulation that you just got yesterday. Yeah, you crossed over to a whole new level of
So I'm dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
Right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
next level. You know
so what we're doing is like the two things you have to do in order to do this. Oops, I didn't mean to bring that back in. Look, see, I'm wild. This is probably one of the better shows ever. Look,
look, you can't cook everything at 350 degrees, man.
Man. I'm on fire, but it's good. You know what I mean? The problem is everybody think I'm on some stuff, but like this is really me. I'm not on like this is for real me. Like this is you know, any of our meetings, like this is for real.
Cheers.
Like clear. This is water, I promise you. Not Tito's. Shout out Tito's, but I ain't on Tito's like that.
It's cold water too. You can see it.
Yeah, man. But
yeah.
Okay, back to the question.
Right.
Two things that we need. We need first, you need an accounting system. You need that. Now,
what in the heck is that?
Yeah, I know. But you need.
Wait, are you saying accounting is that like an Excel sheet? Is that paper and pen?
Look, I don't care. It's an abacus. You can use an abacus. You can use paper and pen. You have to keep track of what. Back to our elements of the P&L.
What's going on?
Income in, the income, the cost of goods, and the expenses. You got to keep track of that first. Yeah. You got to, or you if you're a startup, you got to have a plan for doing that. All right. Then, well, maybe you need whatever. They're at the same time. You do that, then you need a plan. It could be something called a lean plan. Lean plan. Do a lean planning. So a lot of people.
So a lean plan is what, like a one pager?
Yeah, like a one page.
To keep life simple for right now.
But I'll tell you this, because I'm all about titles that almost can get on t-shirts, as you can see. But my thing is about a lean plan is we use the term business plan. And people just I tell people, you need a business plan. They get all like I asked them to write a term paper or something, and they're like, I ain't got time to do that. And I'm like, but it's for your business. So everybody, people think like it's for somebody else. No, the plan is for you. A business plan is how you plan to make money.
So we should probably give it a new name, the idea plan.
Idea plan. Hey, whatever you need to sit down and do it, you call it whatever.
So it's just it's a matter of perspective to something. That's the other. Exactly. I'm going the wrong way with it.
You're going the wrong way. Yeah, it's a thing where listen, you have to and look that like I said, you can use an abacus or whatever you want to do for your accounting, but I don't care if you write down on there. You have to think about the aspects. What am I selling? Who am I selling to? What do I need to sell it? How am I going to sell it? It needs to be somewhere.
How much do I need to make? Yeah, how much?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. I could do a show on that all by itself. But
go.
It's these things have to be somewhere. And I'm telling you why. As a business owner, I'm telling you why. Because they change. They change. So when you're faced with change and you don't have it somewhere that you could go back to, listen, this is truth right here. There are things that we're doing in the firm now that I go look back at some old note and I'm like, oh wow. Like I wrote it down. and I'm like, oh, wow, yeah. All right, yeah. But what that does is it allows me to build to the next step. Because I'm looking at it, because when you write down ideas, they lickety split. Oh, I'm going to do this, sell this to 1,000 people. I'll be a millionaire. That's that millionaire math right there. So, but when you go back and you look and you're like, oh, wow, yeah, it's happening. So I go back to my stuff, and it's not the best formatted, but I'm working on that too. But you have to go back because the stuff changes. It's not the same. And honestly though, all jokes aside, the world moves much faster than
it does than our brains.
Yeah, our brains, and then it did like 10 years ago. I mean, the world is just faster. Things change like that. Like so in order to keep the vehicle in the road, you need that map. And it's a living document too. Business plan is a living document. It's not this one time I did my business plan, turn it into the bank and get money, or turn it into somebody and get paid. That's not what it is. The business plan is for you, and if you have partners, and it's separate from operating plan, but it's a plan about how you gonna make money. What are we doing? And that's very important, because if opportunities come once you get in business for a while, and you're able to stay on your feet. There's going to be opportunities like every 10 minutes, whether it's somebody going to call and try to sell you to be a partner, or somebody's going to say, it's always going to be something out there that somebody will say, hey, have you thought about this and growing? And they're going to throw it out there to grow your business. And you're like, oh yeah, well, if you hadn't been thinking about it, you could go for all the stuff, and strategically it may not even make sense for what you're doing. So why? Because you don't have anything to refer to. So you just like anybody that comes in, you drop bread on it, and you doing it didn't make sense at the time. Why did we do that? Now we into some whole nother service that somebody told me was gonna make me more bread. But now
here's the other piece to that, I think, too, right? Which I think, because a lot of us think about growth, making a lot of money, streamlining the business, right? If we have those thoughts, but I like to look at it from the duality phase of it, right? Having a plan helps you understand what pain points you're going to be faced with, and what pain points you can actually stay away from, because there are going to be pain points you're going to have to deal with. That's part of growth, right? But then there's some pain points that are self-inflicted that we can actually prevent, and being able to have those things documented, or having, like you said, a live working plan, because then you could jot those down, or you can even, as you're working with your plan, you can kind of see, hey, we might hit a pain point here. How do we avoid that? Yeah. I think that's not really talked about with a lot of people, a lot of different services, a lot of advertising that I see. Everyone saying, hey, buy this course, buy this PDF, buy this webinar, buy this so you could be successful, you can make all this money, you could do this, right? Yeah. But no one's saying, hey, how do we avoid the pain? Or how do we put the pain in perspective?
Well, hey, there you go.
Right?
But that, none of them are saying that it's going to be pain. They say, oh, I call them Kool-Aid companies. Just add water, millionaire.
True.
And that's attractive. I mean, of course, somebody tells you that you working in your business, or you want to make this change, you want change to happen. Sometimes we don't even know how to make it happen.
Yeah.
So hey, if I come through snake charms, since the beginning of the time has been that, that's what it is. So, but if you're able to, and it's I probably sit with somebody to get it out of you. It's not for somebody else to do too. A lot of people are like, well, I'll get somebody to write the business plan for me.
You got to sit. This is roll up your sleeves, sit side by side, and let's get it done.
Yeah, I mean that's like, so you gonna have somebody write your life for you too? Like, so I'm gonna hire somebody. Even though I did think about outsourcing parts of my life, but that's for a different channel.
There you go.
But it was a different time then.
There you go.
But I was like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's it's for you, and that goes back to my little thing. I think a lot of this stuff in small business, especially new business owners don't realize, is that these things are for you. They're not for the bank. They're not for the government. They're not for that angel investor that's sitting where they are just waiting for the right document to drop money on you. It's for you. It's for you to understand, because they're in the course of a day when you own a business, there's based on the size of your business. Even if you buy yourself, you have a bunch of decisions to make in a day. You have very few places to unpack these decisions. And like I'll tell the story all the time. I might have said on here already. I mean, look, all businesses are family businesses. And what happens is you talk to your family members, whether that's your significant other or your parents or something, unless they're entrepreneurs as well, their perspective is going to be limited because they want the best for you, but they don't know how to tell you to succeed. So if you bring up a pitfall, they're going to get scared with you. They're not going to say, they're not going to be able to say, hey, well, let's break this down and look at it like that. They're going to say, oh my God, wow. I don't know. Wow. You sure you still want to do this? And they're not saying that it's not being a hater, but they're concerned for you. Look, that's how they're going to come at it. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need people. You need, people, maybe,
Plus you never know what arises in your life, right? Because once you start putting your plan in place and following the cookie crumbs, right? You start to meet people. You start to get different resources, and you start to evolve. And it's like, wow. So my idea is working. My business is working. Yeah. I ran across this. I ran across. But you got to be able to be in a position to have, because like you said, the world moving so fast. There's so much information out there, so many different opportunities. If you don't have an anchor system, you just be flowing in the wind, right?
Yeah. And there's another thing too. Now, as much as I said, it is for you, the business owner, at that point where you do start adding people.
Yeah, because now you got to scale, right? So how do you
And then how do you explain what you're trying to do to somebody? That's the question. Even if it's a vendor or a contractor you're working with, that's not like a on your payroll. I need something to get me back so I can have I can explain to you what I'm doing. So then we even know if we could work together. Like I need something.
That's where those SOPs come into place.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying before that. Look,
I get you.
I'm saying before that, like, and I didn't miss it out. The Greater Durham Black Chamber of Commerce did this 1 minute pitch thing that but we in the mix. I couldn't get that, but one of those things is various resources will tell you need to be able to tell somebody what your business is in 60 seconds or less. That includes people you want to hire. That includes people you want to work with, even vendors. I think I do it subconsciously all the time. I mean, I take these calls with people trying to sell software and stuff. I know I'm not buying it, but I do it. You
just want to see. Yeah. We're giving them an opportunity. You want to see, right? Because
I never know. I'm not like close to it, but I like to say it. And one of the first things, what it's done for me has totally improved the way that I describe the firm. Like tenfold to get it shorter and to get it more precise, and also to really figure out what we need to, and what needs to be in the tagline. So now if I go back and put that in our documentation, share it with the whole team, like, hey, these are the key words we need to put if somebody asks about the firm. Now we all speaking the same language, but it has to be one place. It can't be I think about it and then I go to sleep, and then some things are like that. I think about it, I go to sleep. But I'm saying that I always. But something is important than that. The bedrock of the company, what it's about. People in this information age, and we all have to work on this. People love using brand. You got people that's on, whatever, Instagram. Their brand and that. But do people think about what brand is saying? Brand means that when they see me, they think this. That's what it means. When they see a logo, they think this. When they hear of a company, they think this. So, but how do we get that? And so those words have to be concise, and with the information, the way it moves so fast, you have to describe it like here, especially if in all aspects, professionals, whatever. I mean, people, they swiping. It's like here.
Super fast, man. It's it.
Yeah, the human brain will evolve to do this right now.
You know, it's a good movie that I tell people to watch if they haven't watched it. And no, I'm not getting paid for this from this movie.
Oh, unfortunately.
Focus
Yeah, I never watched it, but
with Will Smith. You never watched that movie, man? I
yeah,
think
I
I
couldn't
told you
sit down
about
and
this
watch
before. You gotta watch. See, so
it. I couldn't focus on
the most important piece, the most important pieces are to the latter end, the latter part of the movie.
I think you told me about it.
I did.
Yeah, you
However,
told
you have to watch the movie in order to understand. And when we talk about marketing, branding, um, just those are saying you see a swoosh somewhere, you know what company that is. You see the
me.
arches, you don't even
Yeah,
need a name, right? And
yeah,
you understand what's behind that branding, right?
yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
you also begin to understand how, you go into certain supermarkets or certain stores, they play certain music, right? Because it's all a part of their branding to get you to buy certain things, put you in the mood. So
Yeah,
that movie Focus is a very, very great movie for anyone business minded, getting started, currently in the business, entrepreneurial mindset, want to increase their understanding of how business is done and marketing is done.
hmm,
Definitely watch Focus and watch it a couple of times.
yeah. Well, a lot of this stuff you gotta watch it a couple of times
Yeah,
and read
yeah,
a couple of times.
yeah. But
Oh,
this will
no,
give it. If you're paying attention, it'll give it to you. It'll give it
yeah,
to you right off the bat. And then you go back, watch it again, and you start to unpack the different elements. So now because you watch the movie in its whole entirety, you get the
the
jewels at
gist.
the end,
Yeah,
right? Then you go, no, you'll get the jewels at the end because they're gonna spell it out for you. But
yeah.
then when
Then
you
you
go
go
back
back.
and watch it again, you're now seeing how it's actually formulating throughout the whole movie.
I
And
was
you're like,
actually, yeah, and that I find that with a lot of stuff that I've even read because
yeah,
I mean, in school, I was one and done. I get through it once the test. I'm not going back to look at that. But
yeah,
running a business or where I am now, just where I am now, I realized that when you take that second, third, and fourth look, I mean, it's like reading something for the first time because you
mm-hmm,
like, oh, so whatever you learn, you synthesize that. Then you're like, okay, now I'm looking at this with a different set of eyes. So here
right,
we go. But
right.
but somehow or another, at one point we were talking about a profit and loss statement. Wait.
Well, because again, you're right. But see, you know how I think, man. Everything is all connected, right?
I
So
know.
P&L, revenue, gross profit, expenses, net income. If you don't have a plan in place, how can you even manage this document, right? How can you put these things in perspective? How can you explain it? How can it be a part of your pitch? How can it
Mm,
be a part of your marketing? Because at some point in time, your marketing is going to come out of those expenses. So you need to generate more revenue because then what we'll talk about at some other point in time is profit margin. What is a good profit margin? What's a
mhm.
horrible profit margin? What's a base profit margin? How do we begin to calculate
Exactly.
scalability in a profit margin, right? These are all
Ooh,
things that
man.
we all need to continuously learn and be students of the game. I'm a consistent student of the game because every day I always say to myself, I'm new to this every day because I'm looking to learn something new because I don't know it all. I don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
I got people. I
Yeah.
got people.
I'm saying I got people and resources.
I got
That's
people. I
what,
got people, right? And
yeah.
resources, right?
No, that's
So
excellent.
that's the other piece. So that's how all of those things are intertwined into the P&L statement. I want to kind of give the people a little bit more of a um, robust cookie trail, but let them know that it's okay. Embrace the uncertainty of it, and let's roll up our sleeves and let's get down to business.
Yeah, and like, I totally agree. I mean, the biggest thing is don't be afraid of it. One thing that happens, and I know this is the zone where we are. I'm not afraid to be like, yo, I don't understand that, I don't know, and but not as a stop. I don't know, stop. So like you mentioned, certain things with retirement plans all the time. I have peers that do that stuff. I call them attorneys, do that. Go, I do my little Google on, but I like talking to the person. If you are the head of a business, that you cannot stop learning. You cannot stop learning. Like you just can't. And I want to say this: a business that you intend to grow. Now, if you have a business, single source contract, you got one contract, your business just because it's better for them to pay you as a contractor, but whatever, or you just here, that's fine. It's beautiful. You go there, but I think you kind of at your spot, so you're not making any changes anyway. But it doesn't hurt to learn in case you decide you want to do something different. But if you single source, hey, you good. It's whatever. It's I'm gonna do this and do that. And I've had people tell me that. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm not trying to grow. I don't want to hire anybody. Quick tidbit. I was reading Dr. McCoy's research at whenever this morning. And then we've discussed it, the stat that in Black America, most of our businesses have no payroll, none, zero, none at all, and in fact may not even be paying people as contractors. So you're putting all this weight on your shoulders. And I will be 100% honest with you. When I started the practice, I was like, I ain't hiring nobody. I would read books. I skip over the staffing part. Like I don't need to know that. I need to know that. It's just me. Well, so much for that. But as you start seeing it, like, how do you grow? You're gonna need people, even if it's temporarily, this and that. You can't do it all.
No man is an island, brother.
Yeah, you gotta have people, and our people we don't have. So guess what? Unemployment rate is up. Why? Because a significant part of we don't hire our own folks because that's not what we do.
Yeah.
So I just figure I'd throw that in there, and I'm gonna continue to throw that in there because it's not easy and it's not obvious. But hey, we look at metrics. We say this. We throw out these great statistics and all that. And then we never think about just the common sense thought behind it. Like, Black unemployment is up. Well, give me the number of Black employers. And then let's see the correlation there. You know what I mean? Like, so, because then you take the same stat, somebody says, oh, the majority of businesses in America are small business. And that's a loaded statement, but okay, fine. We're going to roll with that. Right. It's loaded. I mean, you under 500 employees, you're a small business. So, but okay, fine. But what I'm trying to say is that, okay, we not, and we're not starting to build to hire.
Right.
Folks, we're not starting there. And I'm actually, I understand. I'm just saying that, it's it wraps back into this plan thing.
I was just about to say that. It's all about the plan. If you have the plan, nothing is solidified. It's workable, and if you got a plan in place, you can work around it,
Yeah, so that's all. That's what it is. You got me going.
Dream big, folks. Dream big. Gotta dream
big. Fail hard now. I'm just kidding. If you go out and play.
Fail hard. They like, what is it? Yeah, some people that's in failure mode right now is like, why did he say that? You just touched on their nerves real quick. But it's okay though. Just breathe deeply. Give us a call. Shoot us an email. We'll talk. We'll get on there and figure out how we roll up the sleeves and help you get it done.
Well, I guess we could give the faithful out here. I mean, listen. One of the things that we're doing as a firm, we've been this way, pivoting towards it, is the information. This stuff there's a lot of info out there. A lot of it may not be talking to you specifically. And dissecting it. I mean, I had a bunch of calls yesterday. Yes, that's right. I worked on my birthday. That's like a shot.
He did. I'm there to vouch for that.
I got a picture around here that shows that I was working. Same hat too. My philosophy is: did the day end in day? Yeah. Okay, then I was doing some work. So that's the so there's no weekends when you run a business. Time off. You may go away for a little while, lay low, but something's happening. You guys aren't happening. But I've had we had a couple of calls yesterday trying to do some stuff with people around the ERC. I had one client didn't really know what they were talking about on there, but I spent time to help explain them and guide through that. And these things are daunting. I mean, this stuff is small business. Running a business or owning a business is not a this ain't flag
it's
football.
Not fun. It's not fun in a sense where you can just lay it down, right? Clock out, lay it down, and think, all right, the next shift, or I'll come back and do it the next day. It's enjoyable to the fact that once you do go through the rigorous training and you help solve a problem, or you really make a person's day, right? Or you see some growth that kind of puts your family in a better straight. You get to breathe deeply for a moment. It's like almost like taking a vacation.
Yeah.
You bust your tail and then you go take a vacation just
you
for
go
a
chill
minute.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you gotta go right back to it. So
yeah, you got to be able to pick yourself up and say, okay, now, because you can't get too deep. And then, but that's why scaling is important. If you scale yourself and you grow and you're able to get more people in and you're able to make things happen, that there's a point where you might be able to go away for a month. Then somebody just be like, I'm gone. Because I put the right people in place. My philosophy in 98% of the decisions that would be made, everybody knows what I would say anyway. So I'm gone. Trade secret. That's what I'm working towards. But anyway,
succession plan. That's a whole nother topic, because what is that even? Succession planning, that's alien. That's a retirement plan for the business. How do I plan to retire from the business? Who thinks about that? Not us.
Yeah, listen.
We should.
We got to stick with what. Yeah, we should. But we got to stick right here. We got to stick right here with this. This stuff is very important. It is. I mean, it's just important. I'll just tell everybody that I grew up in it, so it's not as daunting to me. But it's still places that is daunting. So I'm not making light of any of this. I'm just saying that you have to, don't get overwhelmed by it. It's a core competency to understand your profit and loss statement and to be able to have some ability to plan. You have to do these things. You have to do it as a business owner, a startup owner, to get to it. The easiest thing that people like to do is put their head in the sand of what they do. But that's that, man. So, I mean, we can look at this. We got to talk to the network, man. Times is getting longer around here. Network, yo, man, that was the D. It was supposed to be 30 minutes, and now it's on my holiday, my birthday holiday weekend. Got me going overtime. Ooh, look at that! You got me working overtime. Can I go get? Can I get time and a half for this?
Nice. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you can. Just write it on your whiteboard when we get off this call.
Well, first of all, it'll be more than time and a half. I'm get more than time and a half for this. So time and a half is thinking low. I'm getting way more than that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? True. Can't even quantify what we're gonna get from this. But
but see, you start with time and a half and you start scaling that number to infinite, right? So you gotta start somewhere.
But with you monitoring my time, my rate, geez, the time and a half ain't bad. So that's a little inside thing there. So I think it's time to go now. But yes, if you have any questions about your business starting in the middle,
live at haywardcpa.com.
Yeah, live at Hayward CPA.
Got this on all platforms and all
put in the comments of the video. And then don't forget to like it and thumbs up and all that stuff.
So subscribe too, right?
Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Just to remind, we're on Facebook page. We're on the Financial Flip Side Network. And we're also on my personal page. Because, I don't post anything on Facebook anyway. So I figured, hey, let me put this on there. And yeah, subscribe because we're going to do more videos too. I mean, we have some interesting, I think we're going to get into a lot of explainer videos to explain a lot of these concepts in short video formats, so that you'll have something to kind of refer back to. But oh yeah, those guys were talking about that, and then we'll have the little, so you don't have to scroll through this whole conversation to figure out what we're talking about. So those cookie, I think we do a good video on the cookie thing, So, and don't forget, you also can hear Hayward CPA Live. It's a podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you are, you can hear us as well. So this is a full network, full blown situation here. So this is where we are. We are very accessible. HaywardCPA.com, at HaywardCPA on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram is at Hayward CPA PLLC. So for those of you out there that claim you can't get in touch with us, I don't know what else to do. Just send a pigeon over, and we'll come over and check you out. Because I just don't know, Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking because this could get this could reveal a little bit too much. So you got me. It's you, man. Maybe it's the hat. The hat got me bugging today.
You can't blame it on me, man.
I think it's the hat. I'm really
it is the hat. It's probably blocking some brain waves or something.
It's enhancing. It's blocking the
suckers.
Enhancing? That's what it's blocking the suckers. I said stay sucker free last year. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Now I'm going down this year. Yeah, it's blocking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm focused. You know what? I think I'm gonna make hats the thing. That's gonna be the thing every episode.
All right. So I got a hat for you though. You know what I mean? I'll rock a hat next time.
Yeah. I'm gonna rock a hat. So that being said, it's been real. It's been great. I'm glad you stayed with us. Had a good time. Hopefully we were informative and entertaining. And on this what's this? The second Saturday of October, the day after a national holiday. It's just my birthday. And all that. So with that being said, we're out. Take care of yourselves. COVID isn't over. Newsflash. Delta variant making a comeback. Well, actually, comeback. The Delta variant never left.
Here.
Be careful. Take care of yourself. Think about others. You might be healthy. You might be a carrier with no symptoms. It's okay to think about somebody else. I'm just saying. And other than that, I'm going to say that for the financial flip side. All right, y'all. We out.
Peace.
Later.